So with the growing history of impressive mid-rangers, Google's next such handset is due any time soon. Leaks and rumours have given us a good picture of what to expect from the Pixel 7a, and here's everything you need to know. So if you've seen the Pixel 7, then you've got a fairly good idea of what to expect from the Pixel 7a. Early leaks of CAD-based renders have showcased what is an almost identical design, and this isn't unexpected, as the Pixel 6a mimicked the baseline Pixel 6, and we're seeing again here with the latest generation that Google is taking cues from the previous gen. You'll notice that the design also includes an apparent full metal camera frame with cutouts for dual lenses, so very similar at least at first glance. There will be though some minor dimension changes according to OnLeaks. The chassis will measure at 152.4 by 72.9 by 9.0mm, and this is a very minor increase over the Pixel 6a's 152.2 by 71.8 and 8.9mm dimensions. Just whether being 0.2mm taller, 1.1mm wider and 0.1mm thicker is going to be noticeable remains to be seen, but it is an increase nonetheless, and that might mean that cases and covers don't necessarily work as you'd expect. The AMOLED display is also likely going to measure in at 6.1 inches as a result, which is practically identical to the Pixel 6a. And while we will say that the design looks very close to the Pixel 7, it's not clear if the same materials are going to be used here. The earliest leaks show that the Pixel 7a has matte side rails. Whether Google opts to keep costs down by omitting aluminium in favour of plastic or cheaper materials does remain to be seen. That said, the Pixel 6a does have a metal frame of its own with matte-like covers over that, so early rumours of the Pixel 7a shipping with a recycled aluminium frame could actually end up being true. The rear panel itself is highly likely to be made from polycarbonate rather than glass to help lower production costs, and this would be in line with the Pixel 6a and other affordable Android phones in around the price bracket that we expect this to be shipping at. This could also have the added benefit of making the Pixel 7a slightly lighter than the incredibly similar Pixel 7, but we will wait and save judgment until it does arrive. Colours, these are not yet confirmed, or at least not yet officially confirmed. However, the leaked EVT model hands-on has shown us a grey-black model, likely an Obsidian alternative. The previous mentioned CAD-based renders also showcased a white-silver colour, but did not mention actually a third colourway. One of the most recent leaks though has hinted at carbon, cotton and arctic blue colours, with a potential jade option also touted, but again, these are all rumours at least at this stage. In terms of specifications, the Pixel 7a is going to provide some substantial changes to what has really been a winning formula for Google's mid-range efforts so far. Most notably though, in terms of the screen, the AMOLED display looks to step up from 60 to 90 Hz. This was an early rumour, but leaked hands-on images of a prototype Pixel 7a have all but effectively confirmed that the screen will have a 90 Hz refresh rate here too. And this is undoubtedly a welcome change, as there were complaints of the 6a 60 Hz screen, but this does mean that the Pixel 7a will have the same core screen experience as the Pixel 7. It could though have a lower maximum brightness, but it will include an in-display fingerprint scanner, as we've seen Google add over the past couple of generations. It appears that Google though will follow the previous conventions, and the Pixel 7a will no doubt come with the latest Tensor processor. Because the Tensor G2 launched with the release of the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro in late 2022, it's highly likely that it will be here and present and correct in the Pixel 7a. This isn't a huge upgrade over the first generation Tensor, but for a mid-range phone, it's a more than adequate chip for doing anything from gaming to multitasking and more of Google's machine learning powered tech thrown on top of that. That said, most people will probably never hit the limits of this processor, that it is an upgrade nonetheless. This looks though like it will be paired with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage. That's actually up from the 6GB of RAM present on last year's Pixel 6a and matching the Pixel 7. Google usually only offers one storage option from the A series devices too, so I would say do not expect expandable storage. And we haven't seen a Pixel device offer the option. We don't expect Google to change that anytime soon either. Speaking of that RAM bump, this would be an eye-catching one again, as the baseline specifications would be exactly the same as the Pixel 7, and it does create confusion, at least from our perspective. We don't yet know the battery capacity of the 7a, but it is rumoured that it will be the first A-series device to include wireless charging. Annoyingly, this could be capped at 5 watts, which means the Pixel Sand won't offer wireless or faster wireless charging. Some other tidbit though claims that the Pixel 7a will include reverse wireless charging, and this means that you should be able to charge your Pixel Buds Pro or even the 2020 Pixel Buds on the back of your phone, which would be a welcome addition. On top of that, those early hands-on leaks haven't actually been able to confirm that option in any way. That said, the Pixel 6a does come with 18-watt wired charging via USB-C. Maybe one of our hopes is that the Pixel 7a could include faster wired charging, but the inclusion of Qi wireless charging would be a huge step forward for the A series, no matter if it is capped at that slower 5-watt speed. Expect the handset to ship with Android 13 pre-installed, and an update promised that will likely include 3 full OS upgrades and 5 years of security patches. For those counting, it's likely that the Pixel 7a will get Android 16 at some point in 2026, so plenty of lifespan for this mid-ranger. Another focus point, no pun intended, for the Pixel 7a appears to be the camera system. We've wanted to see an upgrade over that dual 12 megapixel camera system for some time, and while the Sony IMX363 has been a great servant and still produces great images, it is a little more long in the tooth, at least in 2023. This has become increasingly apparent since the Pixel 6 upgraded to that 50 megapixel ISOCELL GN1 main sensor. And I think this is where things get a little bit confusing, as early rumours did suggest that the Pixel 7a will ship with a completely new sensor, but not the ISOCELL GN1 as what you would expect Google to do, use the old sensor or the older or most recent sensor and throw that into the cheaper device. Early reports did hint that the 50 megapixel sensor would be used, but this hasn't aligned with any of these hands-on leaks. Since then, the Sony IMX787 sensor has been touted as the main sensor for the 7a. Initially, we thought that this could be used as a dedicated telephoto lens, but again, it wouldn't fit with those hands-on leaks showing a dual camera system. Rated at 64 megapixels, this would be a sizable upgrade over the 12 megapixel main sensor found on previous generations. It could be paired with another improved sensor. The ultra-wide might be switching out to the Sony IMX712 sensor, and at 13 megapixels, this would provide a major step up, but it is where things get confusing. This is likely going to be the same sensor used for the front facer. You may be aware that the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro are using an 11 megapixel front-facing camera to enable software-based face unlock. Upping the selfie camera from 8 megapixels to 13 megapixels with a wilder field of view, plus that Tensor G2 chip, could hint that the face unlock might be available on the Pixel 7a, but nothing has been confirmed at this stage. Whatever the camera system does provide, it could provide those substantial improvements that we've been wanting for over the Pixel 6a and every Pixel A series device. At the same time, there is enough difference here between the Pixel 7 camera system to give people another option to choose between these. Sadly, we don't yet know the exact pricing model for what will be the second Google Pixel A series smartphone to come with a Tensor processor. It will likely offer a substantial discount over the baseline Pixel 7, which has a retail price of $599, not obviously including discounts. Given the proposed hardware improvements, the Pixel 7a could be an even better buy for most people if Google can offer price parity with the Pixel 6a, which was, or at least started at $449. Somewhere around that $450 to $500 mark would on paper make the Pixel 7a the perfect candidate for just about anyone looking at their first Android phone or an upgrade from an older device. We're expecting Google to share more information on the mid-ranger at the upcoming I/O conference on May 10th. From here, the device is likely going to launch later in the summer. A recent rumour suggests that the Pixel 7a will officially go on sale from June 2023 alongside a few other Google products. This will be in line with the previous generation, and this probably is a fairly good estimate. That's practically everything we know. Coming up to around a month potentially before the release date of the Pixel 7a, or at least the unveil, what rumours are you most excited for or have caught your attention the most? Do you think this could be a contender for one of the best base Android phones for most people out there, especially given the potential upgrades? Let us know down in the comment sections below. We are genuinely itching to see what the A series has to offer in the next month or so. It could genuinely be a massive upgrade if everything does align as we've kind of have seen and pieced together over the past few months. Until next time though, this is Damien with 9to5 Google saying thanks for watching, and I will speak to you later.